we're going to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the segment with endpoints 1, 2, and 3, 6 today. Now, we know, just from what we know, a perpendicular bisector is that we're looking for a line that's going to go right through the middle of this, because that's a bisector, so right through the middle of segment MN, and it's got to be on right angles with the segment. So that's pretty much what we're looking for right here. Now, to find that, we're going to need a couple things. We need to find the slope of this segment, and we need the point where it crosses the segment MN. So to find the slope of this line, we'll first find the slope of segment MN, and we'll use the slope formula for that. So we'll find the slope, and we've got our points 1, 2, and 3, 6. So we'll put those into the slope formula, and the slope will be 6 minus 2 over 3 minus 1, 4/2, and I can simplify that to 2. Now that's the slope of MN. That's the slope of MN. I want the perpendicular slope. So to find the slope of this line that I'm looking for now, I'm going to have to take the opposite reciprocal. And that's going to give me negative 1 over 2. That's going to be the slope of this line that we're looking for, this perpendicular bisector. Now I need to find the middle point, because that's one point that I know will be on this line. So my next step is to find the midpoint. And I'll use my midpoint formula. I'll add my x-coordinates, 3 plus 1 divided by 2. And I'll add my y-coordinates, 6 plus 2 divided by 2. And when I work this out, 3 plus 1 is 4, 6 plus 2 is 8, and that'll give me a midpoint of 2, 4. And when I look at that on my graph, I see here's my point 2 and 4, and I can see that that midpoint is indeed right in the middle of it, where I suspected that perpendicular bisector should go. So now I'm going to take, and I can write my equation. So the equation is going to be, if you think point slope form, y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. I have a slope, negative 1/2, that'll go in place of m, and I have a point, x sub 1 is going to be 2, so x minus 2 here, and y sub 1 is going to be 4, so 4 is going to go here. Now I can simplify that a little further into, you could leave it right here if you were just asked to find an equation, but if you're going to take and put it in simplest form, make it easy to graph, you'll probably want to put it in slope-intercept form. In fact, in my class, that's what we'll be doing. So to do that, all I have to do is distribute my slope. So I have y minus 4 equals negative 1/2 x, and a negative times a negative is a positive, and half of 2 is 1. And then if I add my 4 to both sides, I end up with the equation y equals negative 1/2 x plus 5. That's the equation of the perpendicular bisector of this segment. If I want to graph it to verify it, I'll come to 5, that's my y-intercept, and then I'll move down 1 to the right 2, ended up right on my midpoint, that's good, down 1 to the right 2 again, and I can take a ruler and make a nice straight line, and you can see that, yes, indeed, that line makes a corner, so it's a nice perpendicular angle, and it's in the middle of those 2 points. So I'm hoping you're going to find this helpful, and my class, this is exactly like your 3-6 homework. Numbers 28 through 32.